What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'll be doing a video that I promised to do about a few weeks ago, but I had to push it off due to various reasons, and now I'm here to do it today. We'll be doing the Human Z Fighters Pokemon team. Anyways, without any further delays, let's get to the Pokemon teams, because we have a couple to go through. Let's begin with one of the most important and smartest characters in all of Dragon Ball, Bulma Briefs. Her Pokemon team will consist of Alakazam, Go-Go, Lapras, Charizard, and Alolan Meowth. I have chosen Alakazam because in the Pokédex it's stated to have like a IQ level of 4,000, and Bulma is a pretty smart girl, so I thought that they would go great together. As for Alolan Meowth, one of its Pokédex states that it's highly intelligent, prideful, and difficult to handle, and yet somehow he's really popular. Or it's really popular. And all those four things represent Bulma pretty good. She's really intelligent, she can be prideful at times, especially when she was younger. She is really hard to handle, especially if Dragon Ball is anything to go by. And finally, she's really popular among fans. As for Go-Go, Lapras, and Charizard, they're here to represent the transportation that she used back in Dragon Ball. For instance, Go-Go are the bikes/cars, Lapras are the kind of boats she would use, and finally Charizard are plane type, stuff. And those are my choices for Bulma's team. And now we can move on to the Desert Bandit himself, Yamcha. For Yamcha's team, I've chosen Thievul, Snowball, Lycanroc, Midday Form, Sinistea, and Marowak. I chose Thievul because it's got this thief/bandit kinda aesthetic to it, so I thought it'd go great with the one who used to be a desert bandit. The second Pokemon, Snowball, I chose because the Gold Dex states that it's really popular among women. And we also know that Yamcha is also really popular among women, so they would go great together. Plus, I feel like Yamcha would catch one just so he can attract more women, but yeah. His third Pokemon's the second easiest one to explain. It's Lycanroc. I've chose it because of the whole wolf theme that Yamcha has. Since one of his most popular attacks is the Wolfang Fist, it'd go great with Lycanroc. The fourth Pokemon is a little weird. I added Sinistea because Yamcha's name pun is to drink tea, and Sinistea is a ghost tea. That's really the only reason I added Sinistea on here, just because of the name pun. The fifth Pokemon I chose, Marowak, because Marowak can use his bone like a baseball bat. I mean, I don't think he ever does, but it's there, it's a possibility, and I'll give it to Yamcha. Why not? Also, Marowak is ground type, so I guess it could represent like Yamcha used to live in the desert. I don't know, it's even more of a stretch, but yeah. So real quick, while recording, I realized that I didn't have anything to represent Puar. So because Puar is a blue cat that floats and can pretty much turn into anything, let's give him a shiny Mew. Anyways, with Yamcha's team out of the way, we can move on to Goku's best friend, Krillin. His team will consist of Squirtle, Chestnut, Pichu, Arcanine, and Herderdeer. Let's start off with Squirtle. I chose Squirtle for two main reasons. First reason is because they look alike. Squirtle's bald, Krillin's bald, Squirtle almost has basically no nose, Krillin has no nose, and they're both pretty much short for the most part. The second reason is because Krillin's a Turtle School student. Even though Squirtle should be on Yamcha's team because he also technically trained under Master Roshi, we know that Krillin goes to Master Roshi's the most, or at least has been seen to go to Master Roshi's the most. Krillin's second Pokemon, and the one I think can be his actual starter, is Chestnut. Once again, like Yamcha, this is mainly for the name pun. Krillin's name in Japanese is Kuririn, and the beginning part of that, Kuri, is chestnut in Japanese. So that's why I mostly added chestnut on here. The third Pokemon, Pichu, is here just to reference Marin, because, I mean, they're both kind of yellow. Pichu has like yellow fur and Marin has yellow hair. That's honestly just the only reason I've added it. Also, I could see Krillin giving up the Pichu eventually to Marin when she starts her own Pokemon journey, if this was like in the world of Pokemon. The last two Pokemon, Arcanine and Herderdeer, are mainly here just to reference Krillin's job. I honestly couldn't think of anything else. Arcanine and Herderdeer are seen in the Pokemon anime, being trained by Professor Jesse's, so they kind of work as police dogs. With two of the students down, we can move on to the master himself, Roshi. His team will consist of Carracosta, Blastoise, Dreadnought, Machoke, and Sock. Carracosta is an old fossil Pokemon, which is a reference to Turtle and Master Roshi's age, because Master Roshi and Turtle are both really old. Anyways, moving on to Blastoise, it's just here to fill out that Turtle requirement, plus I think it would be Master Roshi's starter, and what leads Krillin to get a Squirtle to mimic Master Roshi. Kinda like he does with, shaving his head. Finally, to finish off the Turtle theme in his team is Dreadnought, and honestly I just put it on here to reference the baby Gamera that he has, and that's really just about it. His final two Pokemon, Machoke and Sock, are here to reference the two power-up states that he has, the buff and the semi-buff, and that's just about it. We can now leave the Turtle School behind us and move on to the Ox family. Starting off with the Ox King, just really give him only two Pokemon, Snorlax and Tauros. Snorlax mainly because he just built like a Snorlax, and Tauros because he's the Ox King. With that, we can move on to his daughter, Chi-Chi, who will have Miltank, Kangaskhan, and Mega Lopunny. Miltank is here just for the name pun, Chi-Chi, Milk Tank. It's not that deep. As for Kangaskhan, it's essentially a mother Pokemon, and Chi-Chi's a mother too. You can also give her Mega Kangaskhan, because for the most part, if you do push her, she will fight for her kids, and with their kids too, if the movies are anything to go by. And Mega Lopunny is here just because Chi-Chi used to be a fighter, and she can, pretty much turn it off and on, kind of like a Mega Evolution. Not exactly, but you should get what I mean. Anyways, we can move past the Ox family now, and move on to the Crane School, with Chaozu. Chaozu is another pretty easy one. It consists of Mr. Mime, Voltorb, and Glysaur. Mr. Mime's on here because they both kind of look similar, at least with the red cheeks, and they both have psychic abilities, so I thought it'd be great. Voltorb's here mainly because Voltorb likes to blow up, and Chaozu's blown up before, so yeah. Glysaur is a little bit more of a stretch because Chaozu is based on a Chinese vampire, and there's not really a vampire Pokemon, so I just chose what looks like a bat and have that represent a vampire. With Chaozu out of the way, we can move on to his best friend, Tien Shinhan. His Pokemon team consists of Meditate, Magnezone, Machop, Greninja, and Cinderace. Meditate's on here because one of its Pokédex states that it likes to really push itself when it comes to training. And Tien's the one human out of everybody who tries to actually push himself. His next Pokemon, Magnezone's on here just for the 3 eyes. Tien has 3 eyes, it has 3 eyes, that's the only reason it's on here. Machamp's on here just mainly to reference the 4 Witches technique. I mean, how can you not have him on here? I mean, come on. Greninja's on here to represent the old Tien who wanted to become an assassin. And Cinderace is here to represent one of Tien's favorite hobbies, volleyball. One of the guidebooks do state that his favorite hobby is playing volleyball. Although Cinderace would be better fitted for foot volley, which is essentially volleyball but with your feet. Anyways, with the Crane School out of the way, we can move on to the Satan family. Starting off with Videl. Her team consists of Miss Magius, Mega Lopunny, Kangaskhan, and Minfuno. Her first Pokemon, Miss Magius, I added here because originally I was going to give her the Devil Pokemon, but I thought that would fit with someone else better. So I just gave her a random ghost, basically. Mega Lopunny and Kangaskhan I have on here for the same reasons as I did Chi-Chi. And finally, Minfuno I have on here just because it's another fighting type that would help her fight crime and stuff, But we can move away from Videl to her father, Hercule Satan. Hercule's team would consist of Incineroar, Hawlucha, Machoke, Bolthound, and finally Giratina. Hawlucha, Incineroar, and Machoke are on here because they are all fighting type Pokemon. Plus, they're very show-offy in a sense, much like Hercule is. Especially Incineroar in Smash, so I think they would all fit great with Mr. Sane's personality. His fourth Pokemon, Bolthound, is here to represent the much loved Bee, the dog, who ends up getting shot. His final Pokemon is Giratina, the Pokemon everybody calls the Devil Pokemon. And he's here just because of the name pun. I thought it'd be funny to throw Giratina onto Hercule's team. Anyways, moving away from the Satan family, I want to cover Yajirobe. His team consists of Snorlax, Hawlucha, and Meowth. The first Pokemon, Snorlax, is on here because both of them are really lazy in terms of fighters. But if you get them off their ass and they fight, they could be really strong. His second Pokemon, Hawlucha, is here because it's just a reference to when Yajirobe joined the tournament under the Masked Fighter alias. His third and final Pokemon is Meowth, and it's here to reference Corrin. And that's just about it. Anyways, we can move on to the final and the strongest fighter among all of them, Oob. His team will consist of Tyrogue, Riolu, Phantom, Scrafty, and Black Kyurem. Tyrogue and Riolu are here because they're pretty much the strongest baby Pokemon there is. Scrafty's here to represent older Oob, or like GT Oob I guess, mainly in looks. However, one of its Pokédex states that it might be rude, but it takes good care of his friends, family, and its turf. We know he cares about his family because when he joined the tournament, he wanted to use that money to help his family. And we know, thanks to GT, he will protect Earth if he really needs to. Phantom's here to represent the whole resurrection thing, as one of its Pokédex states that children's spirits end up possessing stumps and they become phantoms. So it's kind of like the Boo thing, but in reverse, I guess. And finally, Black Kyurem, which probably represents Majub the best. As one of the Pokédex states, it is said that this Pokemon battles in order to protect the ideal world that will exist in the future for Pokemon and people. Not only is this what Goku wanted, for Oob to become the strongest person on the planet and protect the Earth and eventually fight him, but Kyurem requires Zekrom to fuse with him in order to create Black Zekrom. Much like Oob needs Majin Buu to become Majub and gain a shit ton of power. But yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna leave it off. Those were all the humans I could think of off the top of my head for the Z Fighters, even though some of them weren't Z Fighters. Tell me down below if you guys think of any better teams, because honestly I would love the feedback. Maybe I missed some, maybe some don't belong here. But yeah, after this video goes up, I'm gonna post on my community tab another poll on which Pokemon team you guys want to see next. And I promise that won't take as long for me to do. So yeah, remember to like the video, subscribe so you can see when all my new videos come out, because hopefully I'm gonna put them out on a more regular basis. And that's been me with this video. See you guys soon.